Hi, I'm Darnell with Wave Over Recipes, and this is my 30-day review of the Ninja Speedi Rapid Cooker Air Fryer. And if you've not already seen it, please see the initial review. In that initial review, I basically cover everything. I cover testing the temperatures, I cover side-by-sides with other cookers, I cover test cooks, I cover showing you all the functions. Basically everything's there. If you got a question, please go to the initial review because that's where the answers are, and I made that for you. But here is the 30-day review where I do a follow-up and where I talk about my thoughts, impressions, and experiences with the cooker. And so that's what we're going to get into here. And so I wanted to basically just say, generally speaking, that this cooker, it's a better design than a basket air fryer for fast cooking. I think that the kind of big lid that kind of plops down, big lid that kind of plops down, it's superior to the pull-out basket. It just works better. It keeps things hotter longer, and I'll talk about that in a little later. But it just works better in my opinion. It's just so much more convenient, and it just works better, and you can just tell the difference in your cooks, how they cook up fast, and things stay hot in the cooker even well after. It's just, to me, this design is a better design than a basket air fryer. That's bottom line for me there. But when I bought this, I got it at Costco for just $99, and it was pretty interesting because I kind of feel like Costco was doing kind of a shopper experiment, because what they did was they put this Ninja Speedi up on the shelf for 99 bucks, and right next to it they put a traditional basket air fryer by some other brand, and they had them side by side, $99. And you know, I see this and I'm like, oh, Speedi, $99, I'm getting that. Well, there was a lady who came up, and as soon as she saw this display, she immediately got the basket air fryer. And another customer came up by her and she was like, oh, look, good deal, $99 air fryer. And I'm, you know, I could tell she was fixed in her opinion, so I wasn't trying to dissuade her from her choice. But, you know, I'm just thinking to myself that this person is totally unaware of all the features they're going to be missing by just getting a basket air fryer and not getting a cooker like this that is so much more versatile, has so many more options for cooking, and so many more features and functions. But pretty interesting there that Costco could put this next to a basket air fryer, and most customers, because of their general knowledge and what they've been kind of geared towards thinking about these cookers, you see something like this, it doesn't look as impressive, I guess, just on a shelf, display shelf, as a basket air fryer. The basket air fryers, you know, mentally people are more caught up in that form factor than something like this that looks kind of, you know, like a bulky thing. But if you've got the choice between the two, I highly recommend this. So I'm kind of giving you away some of my in-a-video comparison right there. But basically, like I was saying, it stays hot well after cooks. I mean, like, after the cook's over, I can come over to this thing, open it up an hour later, and it's still a little warm inside an hour later. I mean, that's how warm this thing stays, no joke. So, stays warm, stays hot, does a great job. Now, it has no memory, but holding the buttons, like the time and temp buttons, lets it go up and down really fast. So you can get to the time and temp you want really fast, but it's got no memory at all. And let's see, what else did I want to tell you here? Things in this cooker, they cook as fast or faster than a basket air fryer, depending on the basket air fryer you're dealing with. So it does really great as far as fast cooking. The user interface is easy to understand. Just be sure to use the guide so that you know the right amount of water. If it's because basically it's an air fryer and a steamer. I mean, they call it rapid cooker, but it's basically steaming. So it's like a steamer and an air fryer in one, which is really cool. But use the guide that comes with the cooker so that you know the right amount of water to use or whatever fluid you're going to use, and it gives you a lot of good guidance to teach you how to use the thing. And I showed you a lot in the initial review. And let's say they do mention that for things like air fry, if you want to preheat, because it doesn't have a preheat, you can let it run for 5 minutes ahead. You know, just run 5 minutes longer and, you know, wait 5 minutes before you put your food in. You don't have to do that, but you can. It's just an optional thing if you feel you need a preheat. And I basically, for the functions that didn't have a preheat, I usually wouldn't preheat, maybe sometimes, but you know, usually not, but sometimes maybe. But it's up to you. Anyway, the cooker has no smoke issues. I had no smoke issues at all. So no problems there. It's as loud as a regular basket air fry, I'd say, as far as loudness. So there you go there. And the cooks were generally even overall. If you have proteins, you may want to flip them, but it's not necessary, but that's up to you. It can do multi-level cooks really well and fast. I put out a video earlier showing a multi-level cook that I did. It turned out really well. And so now I'm going to go over the functions that I used. It has a lot of functions, so I didn't use every function. So the ones I'm going to talk about are ones I used. Any I don't talk about, I didn't use. If you need to know if it has this, that, or the third type of function that I don't mention, please see the initial review. So the Speedy Meals function works very well. That worked out really good. And there's a video I put out for that. Steam and Crisp works really well. You can see that in the initial review. Air Fry works really well. Also, there's a cook of that in the initial review too. The Bake Roast function works well, and it works well for both uses. It's kind of like a bake/roast function. It works well for both. And I highly recommend using my method that I've shown in an earlier video for how to cook well in a basket air fryer. I think it's called like how to cook well in a basket air fryer, but use that for your baking. I think it's called how to bake well, not how to cook well. Sorry. It's how to bake well in a basket air fryer, and that's what I'm telling you here in the bake roast function. Use that method for baking. That's how you want to bake effectively. Keep the tops of your foods from getting burnt over. And in the initial review, I use that method for baking in the initial review, so I show it there as well. So highly recommend that. The reheat function works very well. I don't use microwaves, so reheating in this was pretty fast and easy. And I wanted to mention that this cooker is super easy to clean. There's no problems there. I'll just open up and show you inside. I mean, there's just this basket, and I talked to you about how to clean it in the initial review, but it's very easy. You see inside there, the air fry rack, very easy cleaning. So I also want to show you in the lid. There is a way with the lid that you could like steam clean the lid. I didn't do that, but you see my lid there. There's not much that goes, you know, that got on the stains on the top. So it's pretty cool, but I could deep clean it if I wanted to. And so, you know, I know people worry about, oh, things flying up into the fan. I've never had anything fly up into the fan. Just, you know, it's blowing hot air down, so it's cool. Let's see, what else did I want to talk to you about here? Now we'll talk about the comparisons. And with comparison, I'm just comparing to a few things. If I don't mention something you're interested in, then please check out the other reviews and videos here. There's 10, well over 50 reviews of, 50 different cooker reviews. There's lots of different cooker reviews, and there's lots of videos, over 800 videos. Check them out and just pick what you like from what you see. But basically this cooker, the Ninja Speedi versus the Caloric 8-quart basket air fryer, I think I've already given it away. I prefer the Speedi. It's just far more versatile. So definitely, I'd say versus pretty much any basket air fryer, I'd take the Speedi. Versus the Ninja Dual Heat Air Fry Oven. Now this is a pretty interesting one because it's a totally different form factor and it has some other features. In that case, with the Ninja Foodie Dual Heat Air Fryer Oven, I would take the Ninja Foodie Dual Heat Air Fryer Oven because it's got that sear plate, and so it can get up to 500 degrees. It can do the, you know, like you can do pancakes on that thing, like kind of like a griddle. It's pretty cool. So I take that between these two in that regard. Now the Ninja Speedi versus my present champ, the Gourmet French door air fry oven. I take the Gourmet, it's a little close, but I take the Gourmet because it can just cook more. It can just cook more, and so, you know, just having that size comes in handy. This, I showed an initial review. It'd be hard to even get a 5-pound chicken in this. So there you go. So the Gourmet is still my champ. So with all of that said, in that review, the Gourmet review is also here on the channel. All that said, that's all. But you can always check out my blog, superwaveovenrecipes.com. That's superwaveovenrecipes.com. Nothing in this video is sponsored, nothing given. I don't have or keep any relationship with any of these manufacturers at all, and I prefer that. And so basically you can help the channel if you so desire. In the video description there's like my cookbook, merch, membership, donations, lots of ways to help out if you so choose. But with all of that said, if you did like the video, please do give it a thumbs up, share the video with a friend, leave your comments, subscribe to the channel, hit that notification icon, and good eating.